The Lord Almighty came down and said, Joe, get out of the race. I get out of the race. The Lord Almighty's not coming down.
Hey everybody, today we're going to take a look at this video from the Washington Post. It's the wildest political moments of 2024. It's about 4 minutes long, and I think as a change of pace we could go through this and react to some of the moments. Now I watched this about 3 or 4 times, and there's so many quick cuts in here every time I find something new. So it's going to be tough to keep up, but we'll do what we can. They left out one of my favorite moments of the year on here, so I did save that for the end. We'll pull that up after this. So let's wind down the year and refresh ourselves with some of these moments. Let's do it.
I like doing stuff like this. I like conversations.
Is cocaine a stronger up?
Yeah.
Not
That I like from Theo Von. There's a pause and then yeah. And apparently he was talking about cocaine with Trump. And then there was also the shot of Hulk Hogan ripping off his shirt at the RNC. So let's try to keep going. I'm going to try to not pause every 2 seconds.
great, stiffs, as I would call them.
You'll be your own street lamp. You're freaking...
And is that a good feeling? Well,
No.
We see you. We hear you. And we stand with you.
That was the Katie Britt response from Biden's State of the Union. The shot there of Pete Buttigieg smiling, that I'm not sure what it's from, so if somebody knows what that's all about, please let me know in the comments.
I picked up the bear and put him in the back of my van.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in.
That moment right there is very notable. I thought that was the one that stood out the most from that debate. It was widely panned by the media, but as we saw in the end, it didn't really seem to matter.
Eating the cats.
A responsible owner does what they need to do.
Pretty big bunny, huh?
Hey, it's Doug.
They think
Hey, it's Doug. That is taken pretty much out of context like every one of these other clips, so I actually don't know what came before it or after it, but that on its own is pretty good. That's probably the highlight there for Doug Emhoff.
he looks good in a bathing suit.
A floating island of garbage. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
That moment right there was supposed to be the one that derailed Trump's campaign right before the election. It looked like Harris might gain some momentum in the final few days, but yet again, like so many times before, Trump's demise just never happened. All right, let's keep going.
You're in the boat, and the battery's now underwater.
Right there, Trump getting into that garbage truck in Green Bay. It's not a huge moment. It only lasts for about a second. We've all had those little kinds of moments ourselves, but it's a mild embarrassing slip. I'm sure he'd love to do that over.
And there's a shark.
How'd that happen? You know, I guess I just forgot.
I'll take electrocution every single time. All I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it on the magnets. That's the end of the magnets. A scientist.
That line about the magnets, I'm not even sure if I remember that one either. That goes along with about half of these in this montage. They were either not that significant or I just don't remember them.
Just went out, said hello to his girlfriend, and that was the end of that. She died, and then people started dying all over the place. But who knows? It's a country buster, and it's busting our country.
That guy who just took a spill there into the chairs, I don't know who that is. I don't really feel like looking it up. But yeah, that's another embarrassing moment if you happen to be that guy.
Supply chain, things we never even heard about. Childcare.
That line where Trump frequently says people have never even heard of it before. That's the kind of hyperbole that easily outrages the opposition and is just blown off by the base. I think that's kind of one where you either love it or you hate it. Let's keep it moving.
His childcare. Wokenized. Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. They were fighting uphill. He said, wow. We'll be resting pretty quickly. Resting meaning resting the case. I won't be resting.
This audio is terrible.
I'd like to rest sometimes, but I don't get to rest.
He appeared to be asleep.
In the courtroom, it's freezing, by the way. They don't seem to be able to get the temperature up. It shouldn't be that complicated.
I don't know why the audio is so low on Trump when he's standing outside the courtroom, but it seems like we all pretty much forgot about those trials. That was in the news every single day in the spring, but that is funny to see Trump talking about the temperature in the courtroom. All right, looks like we've got Michelle Lujan Grisham here. Let's see what she has to say.
We are feeling en fuego right now.
And this is Russian wine. It's from Crimea.
He likes wine. I don't really like wine. I like Grey Goose.
never had a drinking problem.
I just like hot dogs. I had one for lunch today.
Nancy Pelosi likes hot dogs. Who would have thought? I assume that comes with a side of congressional stock trading. But here we've got Trump working the fry machine. Was that a full-blown opportunistic political stunt? Absolutely. But was it one he should have done? Yeah, probably. Let's keep this going.
What are you doing? Not eating gummies.
I'm cognitively very strong.
Nikki Haley is in charge of security.
I have concepts of a plan. You know,
The concepts of a planned line, that one I always thought was pretty bad. You gotta have something better than that when you're talking about healthcare. This shot right here, I'm not sure what this is or who that is going into that garbage can. But hey, I don't think I have to know what every single one of these is.
I'm basically a truthful person.
But, and frankly,
The rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check.
And that was J.D. Vance saying the fact checkers were not going to moderate in his debate. That was actually a fairly contentious moment in an otherwise decent debate. And then here he is trying to make a purchase. I'm not sure if this was at the donut shop, but he announces he's running for VP, and then the person responds with this.
I'm running for vice president.
Okay.
Just an okay. I kind of like that one.
I've become friends with school shooters.
Ooh, that was a bad moment there for Tim Walz. At the time, I actually didn't even pick up on it.
Santos called me. Petrified.
Maybe we got another Red Sox fan down in Florida for y'all up here in Red Sox Nation.
Nice story.
Nice story from Wolf Blitzer. He didn't even care at all. And DeSantis really became kind of an afterthought after he dropped out against Trump earlier in the year. So much happened since then, I almost forgot he even ran.
Present to you this participation trophy.
Can you believe he endorsed me? Boy, that must have been a painful day in his life.
She is being utilized in a covert manner to swing voters.
You must really hate her.
Excuse me, I'm doing this.
The Taylor Swift thing, that was also pretty hyped up. She was supposed to give Biden or Harris a big bounce. And maybe she did and it just wasn't enough. But I tend to think that her influence is just overblown. I think we already knew that she supported Biden last time and even this time. So her coming out and just being explicit about it, I don't think changes a whole lot.
Uh-oh.
I just
It's
love
Tim
you.
Scott.
That is weird behavior.
we're not weird. We're other things, perhaps.
All right, so
I think that's Jared Moskowitz there in the Putin mask. I can't believe he actually put that on and I think tried to go into a congressional meeting like that.
Senator Baldwin, why don't you get out here in this frozen lake?
Eric Hovde there calling out Tammy Baldwin. That lake, it did not look frozen to me at the time, but still a pretty funny moment there from Hovde.
I'm being indicted for you. My first thought went to, well, Jesus Christ died for my sins.
Get that fat
That's
pig
funny.
off the couch. Black people walking around with my mugshot. She happened to turn black. They're taking black jobs now.
The job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs.
The black jobs line was also made out to be a pretty big deal in the media. I don't think it's the most articulate way to put it, but I also don't think having a lot of outrage about it either is the way to go. Now this shot right here, I actually have no idea what's going on here. This one totally missed out on. So again, if you know what this is about, let me know.
He took showers. They came out of
Who
there.
is that?
They said, oh my God, that's unbelievable.
This weird obsession with crowd sizes.
You've been a bad little girl and you're getting a vigorous spanking.
They're misogynistic pigs.
I'm not into personal attacks.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
Tell us about Jewish space.
Getting
No, why
spicy.
don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers? And really, why don't you off?
If he loses
I'm really good at this shit.
That's bullshit.
Eat
You're a vice president.
People might call him an asshole, but he's my asshole.
What is that? That's Dennis Quaid? That is a hilarious line there. At least I think so. Maybe you're not a big fan. All right, let's see if we can finish this up here.
The kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
It starts with a W. There's a letter in between and the last letter's F.
The late, great
I'm not sure what that
Hannibal
is.
Lecter. This is the week.
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. That's a great line. Again, there's no context, but given that Hannibal is one of the notable villains in movies, it's hard to think of a context that would make a lot of sense there, unless Trump happened to be talking about movies.
If you know a little weed. If he suggests, I'd like to have you for dinner, don't go. I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
This is very
That
special
debate.
and unique dance.
Mike, you gotta make it too big to rig.
We finally beat Medicare.
MAGA time, baby.
We finally beat Medicare, one of the most notable lines of the year. The Trump dance, Mike Johnson doing an impression of Trump that I hadn't seen before. And then finally we've got this one right here.
Stuck with me as president for a while, kid. There's no way out.
That is a little creepy, again, without any context. I'm sure Biden meant it in a completely innocent way, but it turns out there actually was a way out. And Biden decided to throw in the towel himself, at least after a bunch of the donors decided to jump ship. So those are some good moments there from Washington Post. There's way too many to talk about individually. And maybe the actual biggest moment of the year wasn't even on there. That was the Trump assassination attempt. That might not have fit in with those quick cuts there where a lot of it was supposed to be comedic. But this brings us to one of my favorite moments of the year. And I'm surprised this was not in the compilation, but this is the Biden-Lester Holt interview after his debate wipeout. So let's play this clip.
Mr. Trump has said he's giving you a chance to redeem yourself. Basically, the idea of engaging in another debate.
We're going to have another debate.
Yeah, you're going to have one in September that's on the books. Would you be open to doing one in the next few weeks?
I'm going to debate him when we agreed to debate.
Oh, that
And
sounds
I'm
like a
gonna
no.
debate him in September.
But if the opportunity came up to do one between now and then, is there a sense of wanting to get back on the horse?
I'm on the horse. Where have you been? I've done 22
That's
major
it right
events.
there.
Met thousands of people, overwhelming crowds, a lot happening. I'm on the horse. What I'm
So he's on the horse, it's a great line. He expresses confidence, even though most people watching this have the exact opposite of confidence. I just think the word choice there from Holt is funny. It's an expression that everybody knows. Back on the horse, and then Biden decides to run with it. He insists that he's on the horse. It's just another one of those funny moments that kind of sums up Biden's campaign. Either you like it or you don't. So anyway, we've all got our favorite moments. We've got little lines we like, other ones we think are overrated. There's so many out there, I'm sure I've missed a ton. But that's what you do at this time of the year. You kind of reflect on where things are at and how you got here. And this is definitely one of the most notable political years of all time. So some good stuff in here, but I think I'm going to leave it there for now. So let me know in the comments, what are some of your favorite moments or favorite lines from the year politically? Anything in that Washington Post compilation? Which ones do you like? Which ones do you think are overrated? And how about Biden here being on the horse? Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And join if you'd like to support the channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.